All right, let's get back into it with another gaming story.
Yeah, always exciting to jump into these.
I was thinking about it, and it's really wild how Grand Theft Auto 5 is still such a huge deal.
It really is.
Like almost 10 years later, and it's still up there on the charts. It's insane.
Well, and it's not just like hanging on by a thread either.
Right.
This thing's the best-selling entertainment product ever, even beating out those massive blockbuster films.
I know, it blows my mind. So how did Rockstar pull this off? Did they have some secret formula for success with GTA 5? Or was it just a stroke of luck?
Oh no, they knew what they were doing. Rockstar had this big, ambitious vision from the start and just went all in.
That's so cool. What went into making this game?
Well, developing GTA 5 was a massive project. Think about it. Over 1,000 people across different studios all around the world.
Oh, 1,000 people. That's like a whole town working on just one game.
It's crazy, right? But when you see how huge and detailed the game is, you can kind of understand why.
Yeah, Los Santos feels like a real city. That takes a ton of work to create.
You're telling me. And they wanted players to feel like they were really in that world. They went all out to make it feel authentic.
So, like how?
They actually hired real gang members for the voice acting to make sure it sounded legit.
Seriously, I had no idea. Talk about going the extra mile.
They were working with the tech back then, too, squeezing everything they could out of those PlayStations and Xboxes. It's amazing what they managed to do with that old hardware.
It really is. The world they built, it was the biggest and most detailed they had ever done for the series.
They really pushed those consoles to their limits.
And then there's the three main characters. That was such a cool idea. Michael, Franklin, Trevor. They're all so different and bring something unique to the game.
Totally. I mean, that was a big change from the other games in the series.
Definitely. And it wasn't just a gimmick. It actually added so much depth to the story and how you played the game.
Exactly. It was like playing 3 games rolled into one.
You could be living the high life as Michael in Vinewood 1 minute, then pulling off a heist with Franklin the next, and then bam, you're out in the middle of nowhere, causing mayhem as Trevor.
Talk about keeping things interesting.
It's true. And I think that variety is a big reason why GTA 5 is so popular, even today.
Yeah, there's just so much to do, whatever your style is. Big heists, crazy car chases, or just exploring and finding all those little secrets hidden in the world.
Speaking of heists, we've got to talk about GTA Online.
Yes, GTA Online.
It took the gaming world by storm. It's crazy how much it's grown over the years, and people are still playing it like crazy.
It's really become its own thing, hasn't it? It shows how good Rockstar is at keeping things fresh and listening to what the players want.
Right. Remember how rough it was when it first came out? All the server problems and glitches? It was a mess.
Oh yeah, those are some dark days.
It was pretty bad. But Rockstar didn't give up on it. They worked hard to fix all those problems and kept adding more and more content.
And they just kept expanding the world, giving players new things to do.
And then, bam, heists arrived.
Oh, yeah.
That changed everything.
Game changer for sure.
Those big complex missions, getting your friends together to pull off these crazy robberies.
Yeah.
It felt like something straight out of Hollywood.
They were so much fun, and they really gave GTA Online a whole new lease on life.
I think heists were a stroke of genius. They brought this level of teamwork to online gaming that we hadn't really seen before. Plus, they were just plain fun to play with friends.
Absolutely. And Rockstar didn't stop there. They kept building on that success.
Yeah, they added more heists, businesses to run, places to buy, cars to collect, even whole new stories to play through. It's become this gigantic world online that's constantly evolving.
It's pretty amazing how they've managed to keep it fresh and exciting for so long.
They really have.
Yeah.
GTA Online has become more than just a game. It's like a social hub for millions of players around the world.
A whole community.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
But I think one of the reasons we keep coming back to GTA 5 is because of all those iconic moments and characters. It's a game that's just packed with memorable scenes, funny dialogue, and those "did that just happen?" moments that leave you stunned.
I know what you mean.
Like that scene with Franklin and Lamar arguing about Franklin's haircut.
Oh, classic.
That became a huge meme. It perfectly captures the humor and the sharp writing in the game.
And we can't forget the voice actors who brought those characters to life. The chemistry between Sean Fonteno, who plays Franklin, and Slink Johnson, who plays Lamar, is just electric. They really made those characters feel real.
They really did. It's pretty wild to think that Sean Fonteno is actually the cousin of young Melee, the guy who voiced CJ in San Andreas. Talk about a family legacy.
That's awesome.
And Ed Luke, the actor who plays Michael, did you know he was practically retired before taking on that role?
It's funny how life imitates art sometimes. Michael's this semi-retired criminal trying to escape his past, And Ned Luke, the actor, was drawn back into the spotlight after being away from Hollywood for a while. I love those little connections.
Me too. GTA 5 is full of little details like that random event that's inspired by No Country for Old Men, that Coen Brothers film.
Oh, that's right.
It shows how much passion the developers had for the game and how much attention they paid to detail. They didn't just make a game, they created a whole world.
That's a good point. They really focused on getting the small things right, too. All those details, like the humor, the satire, the little nods to pop culture. It's what makes GTA 5 feel so alive and engaging.
It's like they thought of everything,
Hmm.
from the hilarious talk shows and catchy music on the radio stations to those billboards advertising ridiculous products.
It's spot on.
GTA 5 is basically a satire of modern American culture, all wrapped up in this action-packed video game.
And it's brilliant.
It really is. But of course, when a game is this successful, it's bound to attract some controversy.
That's true.
GTA 5 has definitely had its fair share of criticism over the years, especially when it comes to the violence and how women are portrayed.
It sparked a lot of important discussions.
Like that brutal torture scene in the By the Book mission. It was really disturbing and pushed the boundaries of what's considered acceptable in a video game. And the portrayal of women in the game has also been a big issue, with some people saying it reinforces harmful stereotypes. It's a complicated topic with no easy answers.
It definitely is. It's something gamers and critics have been debating for a long time.
Definitely. It's not just a game you play and forget about, it makes you think.
That's right. It tackles some complex issues and challenges players to confront uncomfortable realities, even if it's through the satirical, over-the-top world of crime and violence.
And that's what makes GTA 5 so compelling. It's more than just mindless entertainment.
It's a game that makes you think.
It really does.
It's a cultural phenomenon for a reason.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to dive even deeper into GTA 5. We'll talk about how Rockstar pushed the technical limits of gaming, how GTA Online evolved, and why this game is still so popular nearly a decade later. Stick around.
Can't wait. So let's talk about how Rockstar made this game. It really was a technical marvel, especially when you think about the tech back then.
It's pretty crazy when you think about it. They made this massive world,
Mm.
super detailed, and it all ran smoothly on those old PlayStations and Xboxes.
It's wild, right?
Yeah. It's like, how did they even do that?
Well, they had to completely overhaul their game engine, Rage, to handle this huge world of Los Santos and all the complexity.
That makes sense.
They came up with some really clever tricks for the animation and how the game renders everything to bring that world to life with amazing visuals.
You can really tell how much effort they put into every little detail.
Definitely. But we should talk about the gameplay, too. There were some really cool things in GTA 5 that were totally new for the series.
Like,
Well, that whole character switching thing, that was genius.
oh yeah, being able to jump between Michael Franklin and Trevor whenever you wanted.
Exactly. It added a whole new dimension to the gameplay.
It was like playing a movie where you could switch between different characters' perspectives.
Exactly. I remember the first time I switched characters during a mission. It was so smooth and cinematic. I was blown away.
Me too. And it wasn't just for show. It actually changed how you played the game.
For sure. You could use each character's skills to your advantage, and that made for some epic moments.
Yeah, like during those big heist missions, you could have Michael sniping from a rooftop while Franklin sneaked in from below, and Trevor would be waiting with the getaway car. It was awesome.
It's one of the things that makes GTA 5 so replayable.
Yeah.
There are so many ways to approach every mission, depending on which character you choose and how you use their skills.
And speaking of replayability, we got to talk about GTA Online. This thing just keeps going and going. It's amazing.
GTA Online is like the Energizer Bunny of video games.
Right. It's evolved so much since it first launched.
Yeah.
New stuff all the time, new features, even whole new storylines.
Rockstar really nailed the whole live service thing with GTA Online. They've done an incredible job of keeping the community engaged and giving them reasons to keep coming back for more.
Yeah, they're constantly adding new vehicles, missions, businesses, events. There's always something new to try out.
Always keeps it fresh.
Remember when they first introduced heists?
Yeah.
It was a total game changer.
Oh, yeah, huge.
Suddenly you could team up with your friends and plan these elaborate robberies.
Oh, yeah.
It felt like you were in a movie like Ocean's 11 or something.
Heists were so well designed, they really emphasized teamwork. You had to communicate, coordinate, and yeah, sometimes you needed a little luck to pull them off.
Totally. And the payoff was awesome, both the loot you got in the game and just the feeling of accomplishment when you finished a tough mission with your friends.
Totally worth it.
It's mind-blowing how much GTA Online has grown. It's like it's its own virtual world now. You can do almost anything.
Right, you can buy businesses, run nightclubs, be a CEO, race cars, fly planes, even buy a frickin' submarine.
It's insane. And I think Rockstar deserves a lot of credit for building such a strong and active community around the game.
Absolutely.
They really listen to what players want, they host events, they keep the game updated. They created a place where people can connect, compete, and tell their own stories within the world of GTA Online.
It's pretty special, isn't it?
But, we can't forget about the main story in GTA 5, the single-player campaign. It's an amazing story, great characters, and that incredible open world.
Absolutely. Los Santos is more than just a pretty backdrop. It's a living, breathing city with its own personality, full of interesting characters, secrets to discover, and a satirical edge that makes you laugh and think at the same time.
Love that about it.
Rockstar did a fantastic job of capturing the feel of Los Angeles.
Yeah, they nailed it. From the glitz of Vinewood to those rundown areas out in Blaine County.
And there's just so much to do, so much to explore. It's a joy to just cruise around Los Santos, listen to the radio, soak it all in, and discover all those little details that make it feel real.
It really does feel real.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite things about the open world in GTA 5?
Well, one thing I love is the humor.
Yeah.
The game is packed with satire, poking fun at everything from celebrities to consumerism to politics. It's hilarious.
The radio stations are perfect examples. They're full of these crazy talk shows, over-the-top commercials, and catchy songs that perfectly capture the vibe of Los Angeles.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's this brilliant mix of satire and entertainment.
And let's not forget the writing, which is top-notch.
Definitely some of the best writing in video games.
The dialogue is sharp, witty, so many memorable lines. And the characters, even the minor ones, they all feel real and believable.
Yeah, you really get a sense of who they are, what motivates them, their flaws, their relationships with each other. It's like watching this crazy, messed up family drama unfold, but in this over-the-top world of crime and violence.
Totally.
And speaking of the characters, we got to talk about the main trio, Michael, Franklin, and Trevor. They're such a unique and interesting group, each with their own way of seeing the world.
They're awesome.
You've got Michael, the retired bank robber who's trying to go straight but keeps getting pulled back into the life.
Right. Like, can he ever truly escape his past?
Exactly. And then there's Franklin, the young and ambitious gangster who's trying to make something of himself, find a way out of the hood.
He's got big dreams.
He does. And then there's Trevor. Well, Trevor's just Trevor.
Trevor's a wild card, man. You never know what he's going to do next.
He's a force of nature, that's for sure. But there's also a surprising depth to him, a complexity that makes you kind of relate to him, even though he does some pretty messed up stuff.
Yeah, he's a fascinating character.
And their chemistry, the way they bounce off each other, it's just fantastic. And their relationships with each other change so much throughout the game.
Watching them influence each other, sometimes for good, sometimes for bad, is one of the best parts of the story.
It's true. And the way their individual stories all come together in the end, it's explosive and emotional.
A great ending.
Rockstar knows how to tell a story, that's for sure. They managed to create a narrative that's both epic and personal, action-packed and thought-provoking. It's the kind of story that stays with you long after you've finished playing.
That's the sign of a truly great story.
GTA 5 is a special game. It's got everything. A great story, memorable characters, a huge and detailed world, incredibly polished gameplay, and this amazing online community that keeps it alive and thriving.
They really nailed it with this one.
But I think there's something else, something beyond all that keeps people coming back to GTA 5.
What do you mean?
Well, it's become this pop culture phenomenon.
That's true.
It's everywhere. Memes, catchphrases, even real-life recreations of some of the most famous scenes from the game.
Oh, yeah, totally. Like that wasted meme.
It's become the universal symbol of failing in video games.
It's classic.
Or that line from the very first mission, "Oh shit, here we go again."
You hear people say that all the time?
And who could forget all the stuff Lamar says? You're a genius, Franklin. Goddamn genius. It's pure gold.
The writing is just too good.
GTA 5 has gone way beyond just being a video game. It's a cultural touchstone, something that everyone, even people who don't play video games, seems to know about.
Very few games reach that level.
It's in a league of its own.
For sure. It's impacted the gaming world in so many ways. It's raised the bar for open-world games, shown what's possible with online gaming communities, and started important conversations about things like violence and representation in games.
It's a game that will be talked about for years to come. It's changed the industry, and left behind a legacy that will inspire game developers and entertain players for generations to come.
I think you're right about that.
So, with all that said, where does Grand Theft Auto go from here?
Mm,
How do you top a game that's this successful and this critically acclaimed?
that's the big question, isn't it? The hype for GTA 6 is through the roof. But Rockstar has always delivered. They've always pushed the boundaries of what's possible in open world games, so I have no doubt they'll surprise us with something truly amazing.
I can't wait to see what they come up with. Will they take us to a new city, give us new gameplay mechanics, or maybe explore a different era in the Grand Theft Auto universe? The possibilities are endless.
Imagine a GTA game set in the roaring 20s, with gangsters and flapper girls and Prohibition-era speakeasies.
Oh man, that would be amazing.
Or what about a futuristic GTA with flying cars, advanced tech, cyberpunk vibes? There are so many directions they could go.
It's going to be wild to see what the future holds for Grand Theft Auto. But for now, let's appreciate everything GTA 5 has given us.
It really is a groundbreaking game.
It's changed the way we think about open-world games, entertained millions of players around the world, and it's earned its place as one of the greatest video games of all time.
It's given us so many memories, so many laughs, and challenged us to think about the world in new ways.
And as we wait for the next chapter in the Grand Theft Auto story, let's raise a toast to GTA 5. It's a true icon.
Cheers to GTA 5.
And that's our deep dive into the phenomenon that is GTA 5. We've talked about its impact, relived some of the most iconic moments, and most importantly, we had a lot of fun doing it.
It was a blast. Always a good time talking about GTA.
It's been awesome sharing our thoughts and passion for this incredible game with you.
Definitely.
Until next time, keep on gaming, and we'll be back with more deep dives into the world we love.
Sounds good.
You know, it's amazing how GTA 5 still feels fresh, even after all these years.
Yeah, Rockstar releasing it on all those different platforms, including the newer consoles, was a smart move.
It definitely helped keep the game alive.
Not just a simple re-release either. They actually improved the graphics, added new stuff like that first-person mode.
Oh yeah, and expanded GTA Online even more.
They kept things interesting for new players and the veterans coming back for more.
That first-person mode was a game changer, though.
Totally changed how you experience the game, right?
Totally. It felt so much more immersive, more intense. You were right there in Los Santos, seeing everything through the eyes of Michael, Franklin, or Trevor.
You really felt connected to the characters and the world in a different way.
And it opened up all these new possibilities for gameplay, especially during those crazy action scenes.
Oh yeah, no doubt. It's those little touches, those innovations that really show how dedicated Rockstar is to pushing the boundaries.
They don't just make a game and move on. They want to create something that stays with people, something that stands the test of time.
And you can see that in how successful GTA 5 has been for so long.
It's more than just a game at this point. It's a cultural phenomenon, sparked conversations, inspired people to be creative.
Even challenged some societal norms.
It's had a huge impact, no doubt about it. It makes you wonder, though, what's next for Grand Theft Auto? Where do they go from here?
I know, right? They set the bar so high with GTA 5.
For sure. How do you top a game that's been this successful, this critically acclaimed?
It's gonna be tough. But if any studio can pull it off, it's Rockstar.
I agree. They've always been pushing the boundaries of open-world games. I'm sure they'll surprise us with something incredible. What do you think they'll do? New city, new gameplay, maybe a totally different time period for the Grand Theft Auto universe.
Who knows? The possibilities are endless.
Man, imagine a GTA game set in the roaring 20s. Gangsters, flappers, speakeasies.
That would be amazing.
Or what about a futuristic GTA? Flying cars, crazy technology, a cyberpunk vibe.
I'd play that in a heartbeat.
I guess we'll have to wait and see what Rockstar has in store for us.
The anticipation is killing me.
Me too. But hey, let's enjoy GTA 5 for what it is. It's a game that truly redefined open-world gaming, captured the hearts of millions of players, and earned its spot as one of the all-time greats.
It's given us so much entertainment, challenges, memories.
It really has.
As we wait for the next chapter in the Grand Theft Auto saga, let's raise a glass to GTA 5, a true icon of gaming.
Absolutely. Cheers to GTA 5. Well, that wraps up our deep dive into GTA 5. We talked about its impact, relived some of those classic moments, and had a blast doing it. Always a good time.
It's been awesome sharing our love and passion for this amazing game with all of you.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Until next time, keep on gaming. We'll be back with more deep dives into the games we love.